In last night's live, I forgot to do something. I forgot to pick a project for today. So I'm going to do that right now because, oh, what am I supposed to do today? Okay, I'm just going to mess them all up again. And I'll pick just one. It says collage tags, ugly scrapbook paper, and newspaper magazines. Huh. Interesting. I think there was projects that just magically appeared. Collage tags. All right. Well, are you guys ready? Let's do it. What I'm going to do is make collage tags. So I have to collage onto ugly scrapbook paper or previously loved scrapbook paper that just isn't going to do what I want it to do. And newspapers and magazines. That's what I was planning on doing. But let me tell you a story first. So I don't know if you guys know about the bell that I have on my desk right there. It is a real hotel bell. It is from the Hotel Belvoir. And I even know where that hotel is. Now you can see there's tape in here. This is the paper tape I have been looking for weeks. And it was stuck in the bell part of the bell. So I was just sitting like that, and then I was picking it up, and I'm like, what the heck? So yeah, but here, I'll ring the bell. It is a true hotel bell, and I just think it's lovely. So this is my medical grade paper tape, and I love this tape. I use it a lot, and I was actually kind of sad because I had just bought this brand new roll, and then I couldn't find it anywhere. If this is the first time that you are watching me make a collage out of newspaper, I hoard it. And if you think I am joking, so I hoard newspaper collages. These are all made out of 1950s newspapers, and I think they are so fantastic. But yeah, I don't do anything with them. They just sit there because I think it's a shame to cut them up. Honest. This one is like totally random. I've just randomly put things on there. This one I made in a circular motion. So I started in the center and then worked my way out. And then this one I did the way that you normally should make a collage. So they're very different. And I want to make 3 kind of similar to that, but from a different era. So I have my 3 sheets of scrapbook paper, and I have glue stick. I'm going to do glue stick first because if I do this with matte medium right away, my hands will be blacker than the lid of this jar. I am not kidding. The old newsprint gives off so much ink that I just don't want to do that. So I'm going to use glue stick first, and then I'll go over top of it with matte medium. So the other thing, if you have been here before, you know I have a drawer full of vintage stuff. It's not even anything super interesting anymore because I've gone through it. Well, there's still a few interesting things, but I have newspaper. And the story with this newspaper is that it was given to me in an antique store. They had this bag full of things from the royal family. And so the guy says to me, do you want it? Because he knew what I was going to do with, like what I was looking for and stuff. And I said, yeah, absolutely. Or I said, well, what are you going to do with it? He goes, I'm going to throw it out. So you either take it with you, or I throw it out. So I took it home, and when I opened it, it was a huge plastic bag full with newspaper clippings from the 1930s, 1940s, and some 50s. All royal family. Historically important because it was from the very first visit of reigning royal to Canada. So that was so there was something important to it. However, I looked at all the pictures. I thought it was really cool. There was nothing really that I wanted to do with it. And it's clippings, right? Like you can see it right here. It's clippings. This is beautiful. I am going to build a collage around this because look at this. Look at this picture. It is beautiful. But it doesn't matter to me that that's for the king and queen. This is just like, I'm just using it because it looks pretty. But that's what I have, and that's what I want to use today. So let's just stick it onto the paper. I think this one I want to put front and center, right? This is beautiful. I am also grabbing my ruler so I can rip some pieces off of here. And I'm not throwing this out, I'll use it. But I'm just trying to make some different pieces. And if you think I'm kidding, 1939. Yeah, like it is definitely old vintage and it needs to be preserved in some way, but I am trying to preserve it in a way that makes sense to me. So I may speed you through this because there's lots of videos out there on how to collage and I don't want to bore you to death with it. So I am just going to get started, and I'm going to probably put a little bit of music on there and speed through this. And then I'll be back when I'm ready for the next step. So I said I was going to be back when I had all three finished, but that doesn't make any sense because I want to put matte medium on it, and if I do all three with matte medium at the same time, then it's going to take forever for everything to dry. So I'm just going to put matte medium all over here. So I'm just picking up some matte medium, starting at the top and just going over it. Now this is going to seal the paper. Not totally. If I wanted to totally seal it, I would use Mod Podge. But I just want to seal it in and make it so that I can do something else on it, but the ink is no longer going to come off of it. Here we go. All right, I'm just going to wash out my paper. So they're all dry, or the two last ones are drying now, and I want to carry on with this one. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to grab a pair of scissors, and I'm going to turn this around, and I'm going to cut the edges so that they're even with the paper. It just makes it a little bit easier for my next step. So now I have some gesso, and this is white gesso. This is not very opaque gesso. It's a little translucent, so it's perfect for what I want to do, because I do want the newsprint to shimmer through, right? I have a stencil, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line the stencil up right there, take a palette knife, put some gesso on there, and I'm just going to put gesso through the holes. And I think this is even too much. I think I need to grab a bit of a sponge. I think that would work better. Yeah. It just works easier when you're stenciling with a sponge than with a spatula. And the gesso can be thicker in some spots and not so thick in other. And, oh, whoops, sorry. You can also make a really big mess. I'm just going to turn this and put this in the same spot. And I'm just going to use my sponge because that actually works better than the spatula, because you can see what happens when you stick the spatula underneath it. Still didn't do exactly what I want. Shoot. Probably because I have gesso underneath here now. Okay, I'm just going to turn this over because there it worked. So I'm just going to go to a different spot on the stencil. Maybe a little bit more right there. There we go. So I'll take the next one, and I'm just going to cut around it again. I like this one. It is, there's a lot of interest on here. I like it. So now I need to just figure out, do I want to do the same thing as I did with the other one with the lace, or do I want to do something different? Because, for example, I can just do stripes. And because it is all horizontal, I can just do horizontal lines with the gesso to give it a little bit of interest. And yeah, I like it. It actually gives it a little bit of a different flair. I really like it. Okay, and then the other one, the next one that I haven't shown you yet, and it's not dry yet either, is this one, and I love it. So I am going to cut around it. It is dry enough to do that. I like how it looks. It is different. So, but I can't do anything with it yet, and I think I don't want to do too much to it. I think this one I want to just cut into tags and not do a whole lot until they are tags. And I know that this is a 12 by 12, so I am going to cut it right down the middle to 6 inches. And that'll give me 2 strips of 6 inches. Like that. 2 strips, 6 inches. Now I like my tags to be half the size that they are high. Half the size wide that they are high. So they're 6 inches tall. So I want to cut them at 3 inches wide. So that's going to give me 8 tags out of one 12 by 12. There we go. I have 24 tags made just like that. But now you might say like, oh, but you don't have the corners cut or anything like that. I don't really need to. I can do that when the time comes to decorate. So I want to decorate just one. Let's decorate one tag. And do we want to pick one that has, let's do this one. And the rest is going to go into my little bin where I have all my tags. I'm very excited because I've never had that many tags to work with all at once. Okay, so this one is lovely. I am going to ink around it. I'm going to grab some vintage photo. Actually, I'm going to cut it into shape now before I do anything. And I like mine with small little edges. And then I also like it with rounded bottoms. There we go. And I think I want to do another one for my 1950s retro reverie journal. And it is the right size. So I'll just cut it down a little bit. I'm just going to use my 3-in-1 glue to glue it down. If I want to sew around it later, I can still do that. And because I already put it in place, I am just lifting it carefully so that I can put the 3-in-1 glue underneath. And then it stays in the exact position where I had already put it. I also have my vintage or sepia paper dolls that are in the Tim Holtz style. I just love them. I think I want to use this girl. There. Then I'm taking my vintage photo again. I have so much gesso everywhere. And then I'm just going to go all the way around and hiding that white edge. Butterflies. I have some beautiful butterflies too. And I think I'm first going to ink around them. Very pretty. There. So I need something else blue on here. Start with, I need to cut a hole, punch a hole for the eyelet. So I'm taking my crocodile and I'm eyeballing where the center would be. Then I'm going to grab one of my hole reinforcers because I would like to. I like this one because I can color it. I can put that on there. There we go. Oh, come on. Where are you? There we are. And I could just use a little bit of glue and put it right there. Then I am taking my eyelet and I think I want the dark blue. So I'm going to put the eyelet through and the hole is just not big enough for the eyelet. So I actually have to push it through a little bit. Not very much, just slightly. There. Grab my crocodile. Seal it shut. If you have not seen this, this is absolutely brilliant. So Cindy from Scrap Brad, who is actually on my design team, and she does make things with the 1950s retro reverie kit, came up with this really brilliant idea that I think is just magical. So she takes her tag, puts a piece of plastic over top of it, and then lays her decorations on there. Oh, that is lovely, isn't it? Do I want to go that way, or do I want to go this way? I think I want to go this way. Want that, so I'm just going to cut a piece off so I can put this away. This first, this piece first, like that. I don't know if it needs anything else. I think it is actually really cool, just like that. So I'm just going to slide this over, take my card out, take my 3-in-1 glue, put a strip of 3-in-1 glue right here, take the light blue lace, blue, and put it right on that edge in the glue. And then I'm just going to stick her where her feet are at the bottom and her hand is on the side, so that she is leaning against the side of the tag. And then I'm going to stick the butterfly down, but not completely. I'm grabbing a silicone brush and I'm being very careful with opening the iridescent medium because it usually comes flying right out. And then just put a little bit of iridescent medium onto the wings of the butterfly. That now it has a little bit of a shimmer to it. So there we go. I have this this twine. I'm just going to put that on here. Do I have enough? I just need a little bit sticking up. I want the twine to be loose so that it's like more fibery right here at the top. And I'm going to put staple in there to make sure that it all stays together. And I'm just going to put 2 staples in, one that way, one the other way, and it's not going to go anywhere, and it kind of looks cool. So there we go. That is one tag decorated and done. I think she's lovely. How easy was that? Okay, well, that was the collage tags out of ugly scrapbook paper and newspaper or magazines. I managed to make a whole pile. Exactly what we want to do for mass make, isn't it? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. For today, I have one thing left to do, and that is to pull the project for tomorrow. So let's do that. Whoops, I'm throwing them all over the place now. Let's just shake this up. And eek, journal toppers. Okay, I am not sure how I'm going to mass make those. I can probably pull 3 off. So let's see what we can do tomorrow. And yeah, it'll be interesting. For today, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button because you're going to want to see how I'm pulling this one off. See you tomorrow.